where you are? You are live here for the National Disaster Management.
Leave the road. Don't block the road.
Morning, Musa. So, can you talk to us? What's the purpose of this gallery?
We have gathered to demand the resignation of Aqua.
You want Ansu Dole to resign for Aqua?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the closing argument. Today is Monday, and it is the middle of the year. This is June the 2nd, 2025. We are here and ready to rock and roll. We have our special guests. She will be coming on today. Please share this show. Share your comments. We're going to read it out. We are going to welcome our CEO sooner or later, and he's going to talk a little more about our guests. The guest today, our special guest, should be the Honorable Mariama Fofana from the Kwanu Boni district in Lofa County. She's all fired up, ready for the guys, and ready for anybody. She's gearing up for 2029. She's here to put her record on the line against anybody. She's going to talk to us about her achievement, her challenges, doing hard service in government. But there's a lot happening in Liberia. We want to say hello to our brothers and sisters in Saclapie, Nimba County. We want to say, we want to say hello to our folks in Nimba, especially Saclapie, home of Musa, Honorable Musa Ability. I want to say hello to everybody in Buchanan, my hometown. I want to say hello to Bunk County, all of our friends and families in the Monserrato area, Magibi. It is time for you to send your comments and share the show. Tell your friends, tell your family that the closing argument is on. And it's going to be hot. It's going to be warm. We want to know what's happening. Why are they asking for the resignation of Mr. Dole? You say he's corrupt. Wow. There's a lot happening in Liberia. You're going to have your say. We're going to talk about the former president, Honorable former President George Weah, George Madam Garguah. We have received a special guest, the U.S. ambassador. What's at stake? Why is he visiting the former president? The Minister of Justice dismisses Director for Maintenance and Logistics of all the corruption going on in the government. The poor people in maintenance, I guess the store plunger. We discussed that. ALCOP, ALCOP. The supporters and members of ALCOP storm NDMA, and they are demanding that Ansu Dole resign because they feel he's corrupt. Ansu Dole, the folks are saying you are corrupt and you have to go. In the meantime, the former chairman of the CDC, Honorable Morba Molu, the leader of STAN, said he's going to put 100,000 citizens from the Monrovia area in the streets July 17, the protest was endorsed by the folks in West Point today. Then we're going to look at something that I thought was worth talking about. Liberia pays $7.4 million. $7.4 million in due to the International Maritime Organization, IMO. That's great news. And with me in the studio, 96.1, the People's Station, is a young, good-looking man by the name of Ansu Salif. You want to see a younger man, you want to see a good-looking man. He's all pretty, he's seated prettily, ready to go, quietly, confidently seated. Mr. Ansu, how are you, my friend? Are you on the air, Ansu?
Yeah, thank you. Are you getting me now?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good to be on again tonight. After a very long weekend. It's good to be back on the radio and especially on the number one nighttime show, number one program here in Liberia. And I always say closing argument is not for, it's not against, but it is balanced in the credible where you can have all the best of information and also give you the opportunity to have your say. So it is good to be here on Monday evening, and especially the new month, the second day.
Excellent. So what you are telling me, you are basically extending an invitation to anybody in position, opposition, no position. This is the home of everybody. You can show up anytime. All you have to do is call Ansu and say, I have an argument with you. I have a beef with Ansu. I have beef with Mr. Jerome Gateman. I want to settle this argument once in a while. I want to close this argument. Are you telling me they can come out here and close the argument?
We can even close it and open it. I can tell the boss sometimes. I say sometimes when the argument go deep, when you're expecting the team to start closing up, and then that one will just we just come for no.
And you ready?
Yeah. So and the floor again will get hot. So we go all up to sometime the next morning. That's just it. So what you think you have you want to share with us, and what on that table that you think you want to share with the closing argument team, you can bring it around the table here and we'll discuss it, we'll accurate, and there must be a solution for it.
Okay. Well, it looks like we are going to we're going to have several guests today. A young man, we call him JMB's son. His name is Abraham Sharif. Everywhere you turn, this guy is Abraham Sharif Wakai. He called himself Joseph Wakai's son. He be chasing every car, every grater, every caterpillar, every dump truck. He wants to tell us that Joseph Wakai is fixing Liberia. This is a brave man. This man will go in the water. He will go under the water to show what Joseph Wakai is doing. Welcome, Abraham Sharif. How you doing, sir?
I'm okay. And you?
Excellent, excellent. Where are you from?
I'm from Moravia, Liberia, District 17, the people side.
And who is your representative?
The DJ Blue.
DJ Blue.
Yeah.
And did you deliver District 17 to the Unity Party, to the Rescue Mission? Did you deliver that district?
Yeah.
Oh, Victor Nambo, welcome.
What's up, my brother? It's good to be here with you. How was your weekend?
The weekend was great, but we got a special guest.
Okay.
Joseph Wakai Jr.
Mr. Sheriff, how are you? And Ansu, how are you, my brother?
I'm okay.
This man
Thank you. I'm okay, Mr. Lamwe.
That's
good to have you on.
Same here. Same here.
Mr. Sherry is more than Joseph Walker Jr., more than Jojo. This man is the mouthpiece. You remember when the Joseph Walker government came to power, we had an old lady that used to say, Joseph that baby, Joseph Walker that baby.
Mine was Noe Botolo. I think that's her name.
Yes, I think that's her name, right?
Yes.
Joseph Walker that baby, she got a son. He's right here. His name is Abraham Sharif. He's everywhere. He follows the greater road, he's there. In the Kerry Cross Ride, he's there. In the Western Alpha, he's there. He said, Joseph Walker developing the country. You got to show everybody. So he's here. Sherry, tell a little bit about yourself. We got a guest coming. I know you are a very important guest. So tell a little bit about yourself and why you are so crazy about this rescue mission.
Okay, it's great having me on your platform. I'm Abraham Sherry from Grand Cayman County. I lost my dad doing the Ebola project, and my dad used to be one of the men that loved President Joseph Boga when he was vice president. So I started creating love from President Joseph Boga when I was in Simere in the ninth grade, because I used to be high president. So my mom always used to talk about the president, his history. So I started reading on President Joseph Boga, so that's why I started loving President Joseph Boga. And I also supported President Joseph Boga in 2017 when he lost the election. At that time he was VP. So people in my school used to say Bwaka Jion, Bwaka Jion. So during the campaign, I was on my ground. I used to sing song for the president. I used to sing song when I go to the party headquarters. People say, well, not let me to perform the song. But I never feel reluctant. I used to sing. Sometimes when I go on the street, because I used to sell book, when I go on the street, when I see people get his poster behind his back, I would like to show them love and be happy with them. So when you won the election, and I seen people start saying all kinds of stuff about him, which of course I seen some of the work I'm doing. And more all the Liberian youth and they're talking that, oh, they won't get a job to work, do that. I say, me, I can vote for my president under the rain, under the sun. Then I can be saying now for people to come be telling me all kinds of stuff. And that's why I created my Twitter account for President Joseph Because when I started, people started insulting me. I even lost my contract right keke. But when my boss man come across my video promoting President Joseph Boka, he took his keke for me. But I never feel reluctant. I was still pushing it, and God bless me and reached me to the fact.
Great. Victor, before I come to you, I'm going to put Waka Jr., I'm going to put him on the spot. Sing some of that song you just sing. Let me hear you. If you really can sing some of that song. In fact, tell all your friends to share the show so they can come and see you and listen to you on radio.
Yeah, I posted that. Oh, okay. That the song goes like this.
Just sing one, yes.
Yeah, JB all the way. Let me see. At that time we were on the two lists. Yeah, so I left my book up in I left my book up in today, let it come and see. That's one of the songs I used to sing for the president.
Excellent. Mr. Sherry, you're doing an excellent job. Everywhere, sometimes I think the caliper are going to run over you, or the big truck going to run you, chasing the truck. This is Joseph Walker, Benny Rule, Joseph Walker. The thing even Kamara can do, that's what you do, man. You are a star. Tell me a little more about your Victor Namwe.
Yeah.
We got a young man here who
yes. Mr. Kamara, welcome. This is Sherry. First of all,
thank you, Mr. Nangwe. And greetings to man. AB, what's up, my man?
My man, we're not talking to you. Because Nangwe, at your time.
Sherry, let me extend my sympathies to you for your dad. And really sorry about that. But I heard you say, you love this president. And you support him all the way. And in the same breath, I heard you say you lost your business.
Yeah.
Because of your support to this president. The keke, you were driving, the owner took it from you, correct?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Though I felt so sad at that time. My mother was ill. so in Russia to the hospital and nowhere to get a job. I think it took KKK. So when I come across, because when I started my promotion, I used to ask people to bother people for money business, asking them on the internet, say, oh, you please help me to do this. So I never believe in that. So I was too
Right.
afraid to ask people to
Right.
help. And my mom too, she was depending on me. So no way for me to get help and the KK man to talk with KK. So I can't on the internet. I have people came to my mother rescue at that time.
I'm very sorry about that again. But let me ask you this: if I told you that this very Joseph Boga you're supporting, his government is taking people businesses from them. Musa Belete is one of them. Roland Dia in Kakata is another person. How would you feel about that?
Of come again.
I'm saying you felt bad because your business, you lost your business because of your support for this current president. And I'm saying to you, I empathize with you. I'm sorry about that. But what would you say if I told you that the government that you're supporting now is doing the same thing they did to you? They have taken Musa Bilite's business from him. They have taken Roland Diaz's business from him. And I'm sure there are other people. Those are the two I know about. What do you say about that?
I'll feel sad. I'll feel sad and bad.
Okay. All right.
Great. Now, Sharif, tell us a little bit about the attack. We heard you were on an attack. We got 5 minutes left, but let's talk about what happened to you.
Yes, I sometimes I've been having attacks like from since I started support showcasing the world, showing my face on the internet. So I've been attacked some places I can go they will insult my mother. The last time they bust my car windshield, they almost killed me at that time. So the people from the lower community come to my rescue. So and they come down, I had a serious accident around the looking town. I went to record, then I met with some guys named were arguing with me. The other one took pen and hit me on my hand. The blood was there while running because they wanted to spoil my cell phone. So while running, I slipped my whole knee cut from my phone. I have my phone damaged. Yeah. So for the
Wow.
attack, I have been coming attack on several occasions. Some people can call me, they threaten me. Some people can say, if we see any video from you, we'll honor laugh you. But all that things that I need to take it to be nothing, and I'll keep doing what I said to do. Yeah.
Good. We got 5 minutes left by 4:45. We got 4 more minutes. Mr. Kamara, any quick question for Mr. Sharif? Joseph Weka Jr.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Gilman. Thank you for the show as always, Mr. Nagbe. Greetings, JMV son.
Yeah.
Greetings, my brother. Let me applaud you for being resilient in demanding a bro one and showcasing the work of the president. I think if nobody deserve commendation, you deserve commendation. But that's the society we have. And glad that the narrative is changing. When you have an opposition political parties whose sole responsibility to be, recommending to the government as to, which crime should the government make, and instead of the opposition folks doing so, they are, you know, instructing their talks to be onto another citizen who believes that he should showcase the working of his government. So let me say sorry to you. I share your feelings. I share your empathy. Keep on a good job. In my capacity as a strong supporter of this government, I think we'll have to reach out to some security apparatus to see that you be provided the maximum that you deserve. It was unfortunate when I witnessed your platform. I got your page. I think a week ago, a fellow attempted, obstructing whatever function you try demonstrating on that day. It is sad, and let me applaud you for being not just a patriotic citizen, but for being a person who believes that outside of government, you can still contribute your quota, to the forward march of our country. Keep being you. We are proud of you. The Unity Party is proud of you. Thanks for all you do, man. It's a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir. Thank you.
Sharif, your parting words. What you want to say?
First, I want to be so grateful. My first time coming on big platform like that, so I'm so excited.
Okay.
And at least people across here, my force. So really, I speechless was not said because since my mom born me, my first time coming on platform like this. So
It's all right.
thanks for everybody that supported the JLB song. Yeah, thanks to everybody that's supporting the JMB song, and thanks to y'all that always praying for me. And because I always saying this, I say we all working together. Because when I go on the feed, I post video, people share, comment, we doing the same work. The only difference is I on the feed. So I tell you thank you for supporting me, and I tell you thank you for checking on me as well.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Thank you very much for what you do.
Yeah.
Listen, that's why anybody.
Listen, young man, I'm sorry, Jerome. I saw some of your clips there, and I really, my heart broke. You take care of yourself. You're still very young. Just take care of yourself. Okay, be safe.
Thank you,
sir.
thank you, and come back next time. Let's talk a little more.
All right, thank you,
When
sir.
I'm in Ladro, I'll look for you. Okay,
All right, yeah.
good. Can
Yeah.
you bring on
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
guests?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Is a guest coming on? Okay.
Yes,
So Mr. Gayman,
yes.
Mr. Gayman, I will go in the back and follow the show. My Jew is on the show, so I don't want to
Okay,
be part of the conversation.
okay, it's all
I'll,
right.
I'll I'll go in the back and follow.
Okay, sounds good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of the closing argument. Today is the first working day of the month of May. We are in the middle of the year. This is the middle of the year. And what a pleasant time to bring on the most beautiful woman out of Lofa County, Kwanu Boni. I read your piece. We love you. Your piece was well articulated. I love your writing. I love the way you juxtapose your fight, your vision against those that went against you. An excellent piece. I read two pieces from you, and I'm quite as a woman supporter, person who support women's issue. I'm very very proud of what you do. Let me introduce to you Mr. Victor Name. Victor Name is my co-host. Victor, how you doing there, sir?
Hey, how are you? And honorable, how are you? Welcome.
Thank you.
We are glad to have you. For ladies and gentlemen, let me reintroduce the show. This is the closing argument. I'm Jerome Gayman, your homeboy from Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. I'm here hosting one of the most beautiful, proud, smart, articulated ladies from our country. She served in our legislative body several times. She's going to talk to us how she got into politics, who she is, and what inspired her. The floor is all yours, madam. Who are you? Introduce yourself to the new folks.
Okay, so let me say, first of all, thank you, Mr. Gayman and Mr. Nangbe, for allowing me the opportunity to sit on your platform and chat with you on issues. Quickly, I will tell you, my name is Mariamu Bian Fofana. I'm born and raised in Lofa County, particularly from Vanjama, but in the Kwaduboni district. And I tell people that I went to school in Vanyama Free Pentecostal Mission School all the way to high school. The only time I never lived in Morovia before until I got elected, because by the time I graduated from high school in Vanyama, actually took the entrance of the University of Liberia Pass, and I was about to attend the university when the war came. And so my father was very uncomfortable allowing me to stay in Morovia. So that stay in Morovia was interrupted because of the Civil War. And so went to refugee camp, migrated to the great United States of America, resided in Staten Island for some time, and then later on moved to New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. I stayed there for some time, and then I was called upon by my people in 2012 to test the water, the political water, in representing them in district number 4 in Lofa County, which I did. I was very successful. There was skeptic. I felt that I been away. I was out of touch. I was unpopular. I didn't know the people, and I didn't know the political culture. I didn't know anybody in Liberia, and all the negative stuff. But I'm very positive person, and so I decided not to listen to them against all odds. I ran in that election in 2012, and I won the election. The interesting thing about election in Liberia, actually, the first time you run and win, it could be by accident. But then in 2017, based on the work that we did, we felt that we worked enough and we have a strong record that we could stand on to, give that proper representation to our people. we re-apply for the job again from our people, and the mandate was given. And so I had the opportunity to serve my people for 12 years. And in 2023, yes, of course, I try again to ask the people for the mandate, but it was very difficult because at that time I found myself skewered between the two biggest parties, the Unity Party on the other hand and the CDC on the other hand, and trying to navigate myself, among those two big parties, and knowing exactly, where we stood at the time. It was very difficult for me to, really succeed because there was so much divide, and, it was just challenging at that time. But, basically that's about it. I'm married. I have 4 kids, full grown kids. Let me say that. And so, I'm very happy. I'm happy with, where I am and, with my record. And I think that it was a blessing, coming from a strong traditional country and a very religious, place where women are not even given the opportunity to do anything. You can see many of the time when I post, you'll see a lot of the people will come under my post. Well, just go sit down, you cook your husband food, and this, that, take care of your grandchildren, all these things. So there are young people and a lot of other people out there, they believe that women belong in the kitchen. And so to be given the opportunity to serve your people for 12 years, I think it's a blessing, and I appreciate my people for that. And up to today, I believe strongly that many of the people, especially the women, still look up to us to provide them with that leadership, which, we are waiting all the time to provide for them.
Excellent. Let me welcome Dr. Henry Peabody. How you doing there, Doc?
And,
I'm doing good. Sorry, I'm doing good. It's good to be on the show, man. Good to see everybody, Miss Fofana and Mr. Nangbe. Good to see you as well. Good to see everybody.
Hey, Doc. It's good to see you too.
Well, Mrs. Fofana, you just introduced yourself. For those of us who live in our area in the northeast Staten Island, I'm quite familiar with Staten Island. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey. We used to hang out in South Jersey, so I know the whole area there. The young man, Mr. Nangbe, lives in South Jersey, so he's a South Jersey man.
Okay.
Dr. Peabody, you a New Yorker, right?
No, I live in PA, Ben Sanvee, PA. I live a few blocks from, not too far. In fact, I work in New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So we have a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please share this show. The Honorable is here. I want to see all my folks from Lofa County, from Vanjima, from Kehleboe. You come here, your daughter is on the line. She's talking. And for those of you who think that she belongs in the kitchen, come and see. Come and listen to what this woman is talking about, and you will be convinced that women can do more than just stand in the kitchen and cook. They can cook, they can clean, they can lead.
Multitasking.
Yeah, they can do it all. If anybody going to do it all, multitasking, she's here to do it, and you're going to see. You're going to have a little taste of that food that she cooked for you. You want to be a critic, she's ready for you. You want to be a praise singer, she's ready for you. You want to talk policy, she's ready for you. You want to attack her record, she's ready for you. So, Myean, welcome to our show. Mr. Nangbe.
Yes, sir.
Any question? Your first 2 questions to
yes,
the
again, Ms. Fofana, let me thank you for joining us again and welcome. And let me thank you also for living your life here in the States and going back home to serve your people. Very proud of you. You're one of the few who may have done that in our country. I know it's very difficult to get elected, not living that long in Liberia. I know you were born and raised, but having been away for such a long time to have gone back and gotten elected. So congratulations. Let me ask you this. Are you running for office again?
Well, I can't rule it out. Once a politician, I think you are always a politician. I can't rule it out that I might not run for office. And I can't just say outrightly, yes, I'm running, because it all depends on the situation. We have to, observe the ground and see the chances. So could that running be for office, be for only district representative seat? I actually attempted to, run for the Senate. Unfortunately, I was not successful with that. So the doors are always open, and for other opportunities also. So we're not just limiting, ourselves to just a particular thing or closing door on anything.
Okay. Yeah, I asked because as you were coming, I was reading up on you, and I'm also seeing the comments here. You seem to have really traveled quite an extensive journey. Joined, I think, started with UP, if I'm not mistaken, and then to Alcop, and then to CDC, and then I read your recent comments about what you term a mistake to have supported the CDC. Many are writing that your mistake or your regret is only because you are now trying to go back into the folds of the United Party government, which is now the ruling party. What do you say to that?
Well, it doesn't matter. Like when I was young, my father always told me a story about a man who had a donkey and his son. When they decided to travel, it didn't matter how well he arranged the travel, people will always criticize. So I have said that I was part of the group in Lofa that campaigned for the CDC, although I wasn't a member of CDC, but circumstances forced me to support George Weah, dream of getting the second mandate to continue to, serve the Liberian people as president. And I said that was the greatest political mistake I ever did in my life, because that decision that I took injured me greatly politically. I didn't gain anything out of it. And I'm not saying that because I want to come back or looking for anything from the Unity Party. As a matter of fact, for nearly 12 years, I headed the Unity Party Legislative Caucus, the most powerful caucus in the Unity Party. And the records are crystal clear with the Unity Party. I had a fair out with the Unity Party when I decided that I was going to run for the Senate. And we have a policy in the Unity Party at the time, I don't know if they have changed it, that incumbency will be protected. And in the absence of an incumbent in any of these elected positions, the next elected person will be protected. And so that policy applied for Senator Prince Myean now, who was also a representative at the time with me in the House for Bon County. It did for Commissioner Ben Fofana, who is now the LTA commissioner. He was a representative with me. But when it came to Lofa County, I saw that there was deviation, there was manipulation, and it wasn't about the party actually now, giving me the support, but it was the way it was handled. And if you look at Liberia politics, that's how many people, fall out with a political party. But hey, like they say, we are not talking religion. So politics is interest. If your interest does not align with the political institution, wherein, especially I feel strongly that the rules of law was not being respected, and the way it was being manipulated, and the way that the leadership at the top at that time did not reach out to me to try to hear my version of what was happening, I felt disappointed. And so I distanced myself through communication, of course, from the party. And when that communication was received, I actually sent that communication to the party and held the communication for nearly a week.
This is the Unity Party now you're talking about.
Yes, Unity Party, that there's room for reconciliation, there's room for talk, and somebody from the top will receive this letter and say, hey, you know, Mariam, what happened? You know, let's talk. That did not happen. And so I moved on because it was very close to election time. And so I was approached by some members, some young people from ACO, say, you know why? ACO Unity Party, they are like, you know, sisters party. So please don't go anywhere else. Come to ACO, and then, you know, all our ticket will go. And remember, I have good friends, colleagues that I work with that have party LPDP, you know, was there. The guys from there reached out to me, you know, they.
I think she has a call coming in.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't even know who is calling me, but and I can't see the call. I'm sorry. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, maybe there are you people calling you now and they finally want to talk about your letter.
So, okay, fast forward. I was convinced by the young people that, yeah, let's, you know.
We are not getting you.
Yeah, we can't hear you. You're very low. You're too low.
This, okay, I think the person hang up. That UP and ACO are sisters party, so, you know, let's not go far place. There will always be time where we can come in together. At that time, ACO was actually nowhere. They have not put Kennedy in the race for some time, and, you know, the financial capability of the party was very weak. We didn't even have a political leader at the time because our political leader, the late Alaji Kroma, was very sick at the time. So, you know, things were not ready. All right, but, you know, I look at it that it was true. That both parties are really from Kwadugoni originally and from Lofa County where we're from. So, you know, I think we should work together. So I ran in that election on ACO ticket, and I came a strong third in that election again, squeezed between the two biggest political party, you know, in the country, Unity Party and CDC, and Kite, you know, to that. So that showed that the majority of our people have confidence in me. I only needed the support of everybody else around so that we could be able to move the agenda forward. So when that didn't happen, as we sell alcohol, we sold it to the people, and the strong case we made, we went everywhere. People started to notice alcohol. And, you know, other people express interest in coming to ACO to try to better the party. And in that process, I had some strong disagreement with some people and that came around, but I could not be the obstacle to whatever they wanted to be doing at the time. I was not, let me be clear, I wasn't opposed to what they were trying to do, but I was opposed to the process, the way they were trying to carry on. So obviously,
can I interject that? What is it that they were doing that you had reservation about?
Well, first of all, I wanted us to position the party in a way that where we can strengthen ourselves before even getting into any alliance agreement with anybody else. First, you have to be strong on your own. You know, like in Liberia, they say, when you say you are pineapple, you should have your own juice and let people see that. I wanted to see that, but that was not what other people wanted. Okay, and it's a whole lot. I don't even think we should be going through all of that right now. So there was a lot of back and forth in the party with that, and just simply the deception and the way people will tell you things in your face and then in your back, and they start to do otherwise. I wasn't about to go through that. So I salvaged my relationship with them again because whatever they were doing was not aligning with my interest. And as we all know, politics is interest. So I left ACO, you know, in an amicable way. We didn't have any problem with them. I don't have any problem with them, you know. And so that's the story with ACO. Now come to my alliance with CDC.
One minute. Before you go to the alliance, let me welcome the chief here. Chief George, King George, how you doing there, sir? Great. I can hear you.
Thank you, big boss. Thank you, big boss.
Okay, great. Tomalin George, our guest is here. Yeah, now let's go on to according to you, your greatest mistake, the CDC. Now let's discuss your mistake with the CDC. What made CDC your greatest mistake?
In the first place, I've been very frank with you, and maybe not speaking politically correct, but I'm being very frank. That decision was not a choice decision by me. It was influenced by family. I told you that I come from a very strong traditional and religious background. And so I am married, and my husband was in the CDC government as Minister of Internal Affairs. And that also brought that wedge in the Unity Party with me. The moment the George Weah government was announced and my husband was appointed as Minister of Internal Affairs, then there was no trust again. People just felt that because my husband was in that government, so Myean Fofana is compromised. And so it didn't matter what I did, what I said, that trust was not there. On the other hand, the CDC felt that we were Unity Party partisan. And so accommodated in their government. So there was no trust on that side either. So we became victim of that circumstances. But however, we managed our life. We managed to navigate our way so that we could be able to contribute meaningfully to government and also provide direction for our people. So fast forward to the election, and I can say everything that happened to me were in reference. I didn't get any support from CDC or from President Weah in any form or kind, nothing, because I didn't get anything because my husband was minister or I was giving them support. No. But because our religion, because our tradition require that you stand by your husband. So when my husband asked me, like, listen, honey, you're not doing this for these people, you're doing this for me. I want you to stand by me. I want you to support me in this. I had no other choice but to submit to the will of my husband. And that is a decision that I made that I actually regret, because I was doing something really against my conscience. And at some point, I decided, you know what, I am going to come forward and confess my sin and say, you know what, I think I erred. And because I erred, I regret erring, because I don't want to continue on the same path. These are people that we work with, try to support them, try to do everything. They don't listen to you. They don't value you. Since the election finished, the CDC, the president, the former president, they have not reached out to anybody that supported them. And you know, in Liberian politics, I'm talking national politics, yes, many people think, like you will see people right now, oh, these are the people that walk in the purple water. These are the people, the masses. The masses are very important in political campaign, but also you have some think tank people that you have to try to maintain, that you have to try to bring them on board so that they can be able to guide the masses. You have to look for financiers, people who are capable financially to put money, to invest money into your campaign, so that when you win, you can also be able to do business with them. And that's how the private sectors will thrive. That's how there will be job creation for other people. But no, that is not what. Leader will speak, the masses, I'm putting the masses in quotation, I'm putting the overzealous militancy in quotation. They will tear down everything and they don't reach us. So you can't be with people who don't value your opinion, who don't listen to your advice. And so when I said I regretted supporting them, because during my time associating with them and trying to help that government to be there, they never listened to me. They never listened to anything that we said to them. In fact, they continue to fight me. Now, if you listen or you go under the comments on my post, you will see that both the Unity Party people are fighting me and the CDC people are fighting me. Everything. Oh, she looking for job. She this, she that. I am a self-made woman. Yes, if the job is available out there for me to do, to serve my people, I'm willing to do that. But otherwise than that, I am comfortable with what I have and what I have done. My records are very, very clear. And I stay on that record everywhere. When I came in this country, I came in this country in the United States as a young lady. The thing that made me successful in this country was my character. My character, and I stand by that character. And so I am not afraid of what people say or think about me. And so for those that think it's only about job, no, it's a call out. I'm calling out the opposition that, listen, I believe in democracy, and I want to see democracy flourishing in Liberia. And the only way democracy will flourish in Liberia is when we have a vibrant political institutions that are working with the people and really trying to checkmate the government. But the current opposition, headed by the CDC, is not doing that. And so my criticism was a call out to them, call for action for them to do it. And also praise the government that they are doing very well, and they should listen more, and they should continue on that path to do well, and not just gaslight everything that somebody put out there against them. They should listen more, they should work more, and we should encourage them and tell them thank you for doing what they're doing. And so that became something that everybody took in their own, way of bringing nonsense under my post, and that's why you saw the exchanges that you've been seeing.
Thank you. Dr. Peabody.
If you can just adjust the light.
Can you? Okay, there you go.
Turn off the light or increase the light?
No,
the light is when you face to your right, then the light flashes right into the camera. No.
Okay, like this. The right is okay. So maybe I should sit like this.
There you go.
Is this better a little bit?
Yeah, there you go. Dr. Peabody.
Yeah.
She said supporting the CDC, she made the equivalence of a sin. She committed a sin, and as those of you who are Catholic, she said it is time for confession.
Yeah.
Your two questions, sir.
Madam Fofana, good to see you. Welcome again to the Closing Argument.
Thank you.
You talk about supporting the CDC, that it was a sin and all of that. You may have said it, but what do you mean by that? What do you mean by you may have sinned? Is it because you're no longer an elected official and you don't have a lot to do now, or you're trying to find a way into the blackout government? Is that the reason?
No, that absolutely is not the reason. I am saying I am trying to correct the mistake, because when I decided to stand by my husband, to give him that support by supporting the CDC, I thought there would be people that would listen to us on how we can make the party to be stronger, better, and to win more people on their side. But absolutely, that did not happen. In the first place, they never trusted me. They never trusted me, and I doubt it if they trusted my husband either, because they always look at me as a Unity Party partisan. And every recommendations that we gave them was never followed. And to me, because they don't listen to me, it's not only me. Like I said before, there are groups of people that come together to move political party forward. You have the militants, you have the think tanks, you have the financiers. All these people, they might not be equal in numbers, but they are all very important to the forward march of the political party. But when a party just think that only the overzealous militants are the one that make them, and that they are the one that and marginalize the think tank group, then they're not going anywhere. So should I continue knowing very well that these people have not changed anything, they are not about to change anything, they're not moving forward. Should I continue to stand by them and just see us going down the road, the path that they're taking, leading us to nowhere? So no, I decided no, I am not, because it's not only about me. It's also about maybe 5, 6, 7,000 people that also believe in me. You know, I can't hold all these people back following somebody who is not even paying attention to me, who does not even answer my call, who does not even listen to what I have to say. And I'm not the only one. If you look at the coalition that brought the CDC to power, you saw it breaking down from the very onset of the process. You could see, you know, the former speaker, Alex Tyler, you know, even the vice president, you know, Her Excellency Joel Howard Taylor, you saw her agitating and complaining all the time. These are sound-minded people that all came together and put their heads together and gave the way forward that make the CDC to win in the first place, even including the former president, Madame Salif. They all came together to give them the hand. But when they got the power, were they listening to all these people? No. Even when they lost the power, are they listening to people? Are they trying to reach out to people? No. So that is my regret. So it has nothing to do with me coming to government or not coming to government.
Let me ask you
Okay, let me ask my second question. Madam,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and I will come after my question. Let me ask you, was your husband ever fired from CDC?
My husband was not a seditious. I was putting more as a weird than a seditious, but he was never fired. He served for 6 years as Minister of Internal Affairs.
So apparently now he's no longer in power. CDC is no longer in power. You guys don't have a job. Don't you think when you go to the Unity Party, I mean, it's good to praise the government, whether you oppose them or not, and they're doing anything good, it's good to see the good and praise them as well. But I mean, do you think folks at the Unity Party would trust you? That's the last question.
Well, first, let me correct you. Not having a government job does not mean you don't have a job. In the private sector, yes, we do have a job. So let me just make that crystal clear. Second of all, I told you the moment the government was announced and my husband was placed in that position, the Unity Party never even trusted us anymore. But guess what? What is the irony? The CDC, they not trust us either. So
why did they leave?
Wait. Let me answer your question. It's not about whether Unity Party is better. If Unity Party can work and trust Wemope, who was the chairman of the party, left the party, became chairman of another party, came back and is working in government, they have trust in him. Okay? It's Myean Fofana they can't trust? Okay. If Unity Party can trust Henry Famble, send him as ambassador to work and represent the government. Henry Famble once served as Secretary General of the party, left the party, joined CDC, served in CDC government, came back to Unity Party. They can trust him, but they can't trust Myean Fofana. Unity Party can trust Garguah Kotime. Garguah Kotime is the director of GSA right now. And I'm just naming few of the people. Garguah Kotime is the director of GSA right now. He headed, Unity Party in Lofa County. I'm taking it home now. He headed Unity Party in Lofa County, became superintendent, served, got annoyed with Unity Party because, again, their interests did not align on something, and then he moved on, went ahead and ran on the CDC ticket as a CDC candidate in the Senate, and now he's working in this government. Unity Party can trust them, but it's Myean Fofana they can't trust. Do you want me to keep naming people that have moved from party here and there? The current vice president, do you know his record? He ran as the endorsed candidate of the CDC when he ran as senator for Nimba County. He was the concession candidate of the CDC. The Unity Party can trust him. He is the vice president and serving the nation well. It's Myean Fofana they can't trust? So I see contradiction in that. I think the United Party should be able to trust anybody who wants to come to contribute.
But Ms. Fofana, and thank you for answering Dr. Peabody. But I have to follow up with Dr. Peabody's question. I mean, can you mute, please? And I have to follow with Dr. Peabody's question because I think you are actually answering your own question. You are citing examples of people who left other parties and came to Unity Party, and they have been trusted and entrusted with position in the Unity Party. You know, you talk about Ben Fofana, you talk about Kotemia, you talk about Fambul and all these people. So I think there is some history there by the Unity Party of trusting people who come from other parties. Can you explain to us why they don't seem to have any trust in you, and also why you're answering that?
No, I am saying no. You said no. Dr. Peabody said, if I come back now, you think that the Unity Party will trust me? I said there will be people out there that will have their doubt.
I see.
There will be, obviously, whether I come back or I don't come back. And even if I remain with the CDC, will the CDC also have trust in me? Of course, there might be some people that will have trust in me, but there will also be a lot of people there that don't have trust in me. And even if you ask them, they will say, oh, she was not a CDC and she joined, she left, or she did, she that. But I am just saying the basic that there should be no reason why they should not trust me. There should not be a reason, because if they trusted all these people that went by and came back, that's how politics runs in Liberia. If it doesn't align with your interest,
because you explain your regret for supporting the CDC as it was due to your husband. I think that's where Dr. Peabody was going with this question. When you say you supported the CDC because of your husband, are you implying that you actually didn't want to support the CDC, but you had to because your husband was working for the CDC? Is that what you mean? Or
I said I made a choice. Yes. I made a choice to stand by my husband because he had asked me to give him that support. And that's how I made that choice. But I didn't believe, listen, let me answer your question. I didn't believe in the way the CDC were handling things, but because of tradition, because of religion, I have to submit to my husband. And that's why I did. But that is the decision that I regret, because the reason I regret the decision, because they never listen to anything that we have to tell them to guide them on the right path into succeeding in their own election. And I can give you countless examples of what we try to do to increase the number on their side. They won't even give you no chance. And up to today, that process is still ongoing. So should I just fold my arm and stand there and say, you know what, even though they're not listening, even though they're not taking actions, appropriate action to make people to believe that they want to come back, I should continue on that path? No, I definitely think I should not. And if I'm not taking that path, I should be able to say, you know what? I think it was an error for me to know very well that they were not even listening to me in the first place. But because of that tradition, because of the religion, because I wanted to give that support to my husband, I made the wrong decision. And I should continue to make the wrong decision. No, I'm not making that wrong decision again, because I know nothing has changed and nothing probably will change.
Okay, before I pass it on to the moderator, and thank you for clarifying that. And let me ask you this. You say you served District 4 for 12
years.
And then I think you wanted to go on the county level as a senatorial candidate and you were rejected. You introduced yourself, quite an impressive background, a family person, have traveled the world and went back home to serve. In the 12 years that you served, what exactly would you say were your accomplishments for District number 4?
The first thing I will tell you is that I achieved was bringing peace, unity, and development to our people. Prior to my election, on February 9, 2010, everybody in Liberia heard about the fracas in Fonjama. There was so much tension between the Lomas and the Mandingo in Lofa County, to a point where a Loma person will not buy from a Mandingo person, and a Mandingo person will not buy from a Loma person. And being a child that have a Loma mother and Amadingo father, we were able to bring our people together, to be able to build that trust, erase the mistrust that was among our people. And today, I can tell you proudly that District Number 4 is united more than ever. They are under my leadership. Under my leadership, there was never, ever any tribal conflict. We tried to resolve the conflict before it will even erupt. And we did that by working with the local leadership. We did that by working with the local leadership, the clan chiefs, the primary chief, the traditional leaders, and we resolved a lot of conflict. There was some conflict that existed, even boundary conflict, land conflict. Like, for example, between Samodu and Serega. That conflict, according to the elders of the community, have existed for over 80 years. We resolved that conflict. And now the United Nations work with us. Sambo were built, and today the people are living peaceful. So for me, that is the intangible that, people, of course, I can tell you that, the legacy we created there was building school, building rehabilitative fund to Market Road, giving scholarship, not just local, but some international scholarship to expose some of our young people. Few of them benefited from that. Sending to Turkey, to Cyprus, and even to not Uganda. Where's this other place? Next to Uganda there. Rwanda, exactly. Thank you, Rwanda. And so also a lot of young people benefited from our scholarship from the community college to make sure that we imparted knowledge in them. And we also work with our women, our religious leaders, and so forth. So these were some of the accomplishments that we did.
That's impressive. So then, let me ask you this: it's quite ironic, right, that you spend so much time building the peace, and yet it is being reported that you said the Loma men will only vote for you when there's no more palm wine in the bush. Did you actually make those remarks?
Never. And I challenge people that said that and they made me like that if they bring any recording or anybody who will say, yes, I was there, but I didn't record, but it was in this particular community that you made that statement, that from that day I was going to resign from my post, and nobody could bring any recording, and nobody could come and say that was just propaganda, mere propaganda by my opponent to make sure that to instigate the Loma people not to vote against him. But let me tell you one thing though, among all the Madingo candidates, I was the only one in the two elections that had a commanding lead among them to get vote from my uncles more than any of them. And because of my work and the respect and the honor that I gave them, I would never ever make a derogatory remark like that about anybody. Not them. I could never even bring myself to repeat what you have just said. I have never did it because I was even afraid that if I even repeat it after you, they might doctor it and you say in a way, edit it in a way wherein they could say A and add to B, A to B. So nothing, zero whatsoever. I never said that. I would never say that, and I will frown on anybody who will even make those kind of statements.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you. Welcome, Ahmed, to the show. King George, your two questions, please, for the madam.
Okay. Good evening, Madam Fofana, former Representative Fofana. Thank you for your service to our country for the last 12 years as a member of the legislature. I have two questions. My first question is the people of Kwari Boni, as I was coming on the show and just a few minutes ago, some of them are saying that you lost the election because you did not bring any much changes to the life, impacted the lives through your representation. They're saying that you were only there for your own self. And first of all, you were only what you did, when the parties are in power, the party you affiliate with, another party not in power, the party you affiliate with. So they saw, and how come Colette ran against you, and then the guy who just beat you because Gisi won because of all of that. And these are people who are criticizing you, who said they supported you before. In the 12 years, they gave you the support. But now, because of the way you did your politics and you didn't bring much to the district, and today the district is still in need of a lot of stuff that you could have done a lot because you are close to all the presidents that you serve under. You are close to all of them. So what do you say to these critics?
Thank you for that question. And throughout the 12 years and up to now, I found myself answering that question. If you listen to me keenly from the beginning, I said to get elected the first time, you get elected maybe by mistake. But the second time you get elected, you have a clear mandate because you are running against your record. And I believe based on that record, I won. Kole ran against me. And if you look at my readout, you will see that in 2012, he ran against me and he said all kinds of things, and still I won the election. In 2017, he said, the only reason I won in 2012 was because I was chosen by the Unity Party, and saying he was a Unity Party partisan, he didn't run against me. So this time around, he was going to make sure to run against me. And based on a strong record, we were able to win the election again. Now, 2023, and I explained this before, our district is very unique. It's very unique. It's unlike many of the other districts in Liberia. In the first place, election-wise, our district is one of the largest districts, about 44,000 registered voters in that district. And it's not a homogeneous society where you have all Crown people or all Pere people. This is almost equally divided among the Loma and the Mandingo people. So my work was to make sure for both groups to see, the district as one, to see one another as one people and work together in that line. But unfortunately, most of my opponents, they try to use the tribal line and say the Loma people and the Mandingo people. And so in that light, the Lomas that are my uncle, they felt that since the creation of the district, only Mandingo people have been representing, and which is true to some extent, because this particular position was held by Honorable Mama Ducle. Before, when it was first created, she became the first representative from the Mandingo tribe. Next, when the election took place in 1980, the district once again was represented by the late Honorable Musagboni Kamara. And then after the war, the district was once again elected Honorable Mariam Jalaba as the representative. After Mariam Jalaba served for about 9 years in the position, I was elected. All of us from the Kwaduboni district. So the Loma children of the sons and daughters of the Loma tribe in the district made a strong case to their people that the reason why our nephews are always winning this election, because in our tradition, Loma and Mandingo, the Mandingos are the nephew, the Lomas are the uncle. Our nephews are always holding this position. It's because we have not been able to unite, to find a united front so that we can have this position. This time around, we need to do that. And for some reason, they found a united voice. And so it didn't matter whether it was this current representative that is there now or it was somebody. It could have been anybody. Once they have united that this is the person that we carry. And that's exactly what they did. And let me tell you, they didn't stop any of the other children from running, but they just said, we are going to unite behind this one person. At that point, it did not matter how I ran the politics, what I did, and what I did. On the other hand, my Mandingo side, they didn't see themselves, in a position anymore as it being for them. They became complacent. We became disunited, and we have so many of us running, haters scattered everywhere. So the vote on our side were divided. On the other hand, the vote on the Loma side was very united. And that's how we lost the election. And since we lost the election, I have not put anything out there to make the current representative not to perform his duty, because I know it will take time for him to even know how to navigate his way around. So we need to give the young man a chance so he can try to play his game. And at the end of the day, when the time comes, again, we will all go back to our people, whether I'm running, whether I'm, endorsing somebody or whatever position that I'm in, and then we will try to make the case again, and hopefully, things will happen the way it's meant to happen. Now, for those that are saying that, you benefit from every leaders that come there. When I came to run, actually, to be honest, I didn't come, like I told you, I've been out of the country for a long time. I didn't come to say, oh, I'm coming to run on the Unity Party ticket. I was pursued by people in the Unity Party, based on their interaction with me and knowing that I was a winnable candidate. They encouraged me to join the party, which I did, and they gave me the candidacy. And I ran on the party and I delivered. Okay, and there's nobody in the United Party will say they gave me a cent to run my campaign. Equally so with the CDC. No executive of the CDC will tell you that they gave me a cent. And I told you, throughout the leadership of President George Myean, I never benefited anything. Just because my husband was minister. No. As a matter of fact, many of the time I became mute. I was muted because if I have said anything, they will take it out of my husband. But in the meantime, nobody was doing any favor for me because of my husband. But yesterday, I choose, because of tradition and religion, to submit to the way of my husband. A decision that I regret up to this minute.
Okay, my last question. Can you pinpoint projects or things that you left that you can show, say this through my 12 years, this is what I did for Kwadu Mboni? And also the scholarship you talk about, the national scholarship. People are saying that you cannot show the students that benefited from the scholarships, the national scholarship.
Yes, of course I can. I can just name one of them off here. There's a young man, I think right now he either be working with LEC, his name is Bakwe Sheriff. People that know him will call him Pen Pusher. You can call him, he's in Morovia, there you can call him and ask him. He went to Turkey to study and through our support. Okay, so now if you go to the projects that I did in district number 4, and I will start it in Konya. We helped to build the women's center there, because there were our district staff. And then you come to Medina, there's a town in that Zia McLean, wherein I was able to build a beautiful, very beautiful 6 classroom for the young people that used to sit under the tree to learn. And so that classroom was built. Then we come to Voyama, the headquarters of Voyama City. We built the town hall, first time in the history of Voyama district. It's called Vizala. The headquarters for Voyama district is not Voyama City, it's Vizala. So every time the president or leadership or anything that came to Voyama district, the people of the district were yearning for these occasions to be held in their headquarters. It could not happen. It will only happen in Voyama City because there was no place. And we built that over there. And there was a commissioner, headquarters that was dilapidated. We renovated that, put in a water tower. We built a police station. After the crisis, like I told you, there were a lot of problems. So there was no police station, there was no police assigned at that headquarters, and it's a good maybe an hour away from Voyama City. So if something was to happen over there, it would be very difficult for that person to take motorbike to come to Voyama City and ask the police, and then sometimes the police will say, oh, we don't have transportation, you provide a bike, and then we'll go. Before you go, the young man or the young lady that committed that crime disappear in thin air, that anger will be built up. And that's how, because I believe justice delay is justice denied. And when people feel that things are happening to them and nobody is doing anything about it, they're going to take matters into their own hand. And so we were able to create a magisterial court over there, give all the support to that. They have a magistrate, and we build a police station and make sure that the police are assigned there. So we did the same thing in Kwaduboni, in Samodu, built a police station there, created a magisterial court there. Of course, the judge told me, say, Madungo people, we're not going to say no magisterial there, because you people always handle your matters, family-wise, which is true. So, but at least the police station is very functional. That one is there. And then the next thing we did was to make sure, Bura, let me say that, another town in Kwaduboni district, the school was very dilapidated, the roof was gone, we re-roofed it. So my hometown, same thing, we re-roofed it. And then we built a fabulous youth center in Bakedu for our young people. We did that. First time, that was not there. So on and on and on. But one of the key things that we did was to make sure to advocate for the rehabilitation of farm to market road, because our people are farmers. And many of the time, they were struggling. So under my leadership, my district had the most rehabilitated roads, farm to market road, than any other district in Lofa County. And of course, if you are to, I'm sure the records are there at the community college. You go there, you ask, say, the Myean Fofana provide community, students with scholarship, they will give you the listing. Everything was handled by them. And when I say peace, building peace was very important. When the community college, the university now had crisis for months and months and months. They could not even go to school. The teachers were agitating, the students were agitating, and things were happening. Everybody came together to resolve that matter. They failed. They came running to me. I resolved that matter and went to Lofa and settled that dispute, and the school opened. That is also public record.
Thank you. Before I go to Ahmed here, you spent 12 years in the Liberian legislative body. Let's go to bills that you wrote or that you passed. Could you name 1, 2 bills that you wrote that passed, bill that you co-sponsor? Can we go something that we can look at, say, while she was in the House, she passed a bill, a law that the Liberian people will benefit from, that will actually remain as your legacy in 12 years?
Yes. The way bill law, the law that requires trucks to be weighed when they are traveling, with heavy duty stuff, in certain places. Now I sponsor that.
How you call that bill? What's the name of that bill? And you say you wrote that bill, you sponsor that bill.
I sponsor that bill. It's the way bill law, truck way bill law, to make sure that trucks that are plying the street, that they should be able to get weight, to know how many weight is on that truck, because certain roads, certain bridges, they're not supposed to pass on it. But the problem is, in Liberia, it's not about making laws, it's about the implementation. But like I said, we were able to make the law that created Vonyama district as Vizala as a magisterial, district. That is by law. Also, we did the same thing for Kwaduboni.
There are comments that you're getting out of the frame of the camera. Are you able to adjust yourself?
I'm trying to avoid the light.
I know.
So I don't know if this is much better.
You look better now. Yeah, much better.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
I'm trying to avoid the light.
We got the first bill. You say it is called the truck way bill law.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also the creation of magisterial court in both districts. Those were 2. And also I successfully created Viama as a political district, but then it was vetoed again by some political maneuvering by the president, which later on, after I left, that same law was introduced, and now my understanding is that it has been passed into law. So, these were some of the things that we did. But for me, my focus was not too much on the creation of law as much as my focus was on the implementations of already existing law that we have on the book, and also trying to make sure that we look at some of the critical bills that can also, impact the life of our people.
Thank you. Oh, she's
What happened?
frozen.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you see me now?
Yes. Oh, 1 minute.
Somebody send message.
Yes, I'll be right back to you, Ms. Fofana. Yes, George, we got a breaking news from Liberia. Go ahead.
Yes, the closing argument can confirm that a dinner meeting was just held today between the former president and Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. The details are still coming in. Pictures of these meetings will be published soon, but we can confirm as the first platform to confirm that Mr. Cummings and President Myean met few hours ago, and in fact, I think the meeting is ending. So we're trying to find out the details of this meeting, but we just want to confirm that they met this evening, and the atmosphere there was very cordial, I'm told, but they did meet, and pictures will be coming from these meetings very soon. Just to let the public know that the TCA, our eyes are all over the place, even though it's late in the night in Liberia, but we are always there. So the former president met with the ANC leader this evening at a dinner meeting, and I think at the former president's residence.
I can see the game know about it. He looks surprised.
Okay.
Anyway, let's continue.
Okay, guys. So
pictures will follow soon.
Yes. We'll dig a little deeper. What's going on there? We got the two losing parties from the going election meeting. We'll find out what the ANC brings to the table, what the CDC brings to the table. Are they now coming together? Have ANC finally accepted their fate that leadership is not their area? And have CDC accepted the fact that they need help in other areas to make it?
I will want to know how important this is to the topic under discussion.
It is. We're talking about leadership here.
In our GMB, you say important, but not GMB.
That's right. Thank you very much. Amen. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
I think you look too relaxed over there. If you could just sit up straight, it would be. There you go. We have the honorable here. I think you may have one or two questions to ask or any concern before we move any further.
Oh, well, I'm just excited to see my own big sister on the closing argument. I think she's she's a voice, not just of Lofa, but in Liberia. But I just wanted to disagree with her proposition with regard to the CDC. I just want to say that I think she represents the value and history of Lofa County, of course, Liberia in general. She is the proud daughter of one of the most respected chief of Lofa County, those people who give breath to what Lofa is today. She is one of the most renowned voices. I'm sure many of you remember her when she was on The Voice of Vonjama or so, a broadcaster, and she has served her people for many years, in my view, very effectively. And so I don't think that she needed to be on any coercion or anything to join the Unity Party government for any form of inclusion. I think she brings a lot on the table that any president, particularly so who wants to impact maybe Lofa or so, could tap on her expertise, on her integrity and capacity. Unfortunately, today, she's announcing a regret of her association with CDC, a party and government that her husband served in for 6 years. And not just an ordinary person, but he controlled the domestic policy, the domestic policies and program of the government as Minister of Internal Affairs. And today she regrets her association. So I want to ask my sister, how does she evaluate, how does she value her husband's performance for 6 years under the CDC, considering that it is a party that lost the election because the Liberian people thought it didn't do enough, and part of those responsible for domestic policy, domestic program, was squarely put in the hands of her husband. And she playing a front row seat, considering that she was there with him in the morning. She listened to what the challenges are. I'm sure be an educated person, a policy maker as well, offer back those suggestions and advice. So specifically in that direction, how does she evaluate his performance for the last 6 years? That's question number
Thank
one.
you. Okay. Can I answer that first before you want to answer?
Yeah, big sister.
Thank you very much.
She's not your big sister. She's Honorable Fofana, please.
My man, I'm a traditional man.
This is not a tradition. This is not a traditional platform. This is a formal platform. She is Honorable Fofana. Go ahead, ma'am.
She will always be Honorable Fofana, but a big sister as well. So
thank you, Brother Sidiki. That question is very important, and I want to really take my time a little bit to explain what happened. I have explicit confidence in my husband in the way that he was doing as Minister of Internal Affairs, but I deeply and strongly believe that the support that he needed to have carried on that mandate that the Ministry of Internal Affairs supposed to do, he didn't get that support. You remember I also said that we had trust issue with the CDC as a party. And so he was being looked at as an outsider, even though he was serving in the government. And this is issues not only unique to the CDC, but also we can see that happening even in the Unity Party. I saw it happening in the past Unity Party-led government, and I can also, from sitting and interacting, remember many of the people in the Unity Party are also my friends and family. And so we talk to one another. And so I know. So the support that was needed, and it's not that the support was not asked for, but the request will be made and nothing will happen. Trust me, if the support we ask for to be able to participate, to be able to make sure that the CDC move forward, if that support was given, the outcome, I believe, would have been different. But because that support was not given, and so whatever my husband did, along with whatever the CDC did, was not enough to make the people to re-elect them. And now, to change that outcome, you have to be able to move. You cannot be in opposition that was just booted out from office, and you sit for 2 years, not moving, not reaching out to people. Even if they are agitating, if people place call to you, you don't answer, and you're not doing anything like that. So then we're going to sit down and say, you know why? We want to be consistent. We want to remain with them when they are not making any efforts, in my belief, to bring advancement to the, to the platform so that they can make changes that will bring a better result than what we have. And if I see that the current government is doing better, then I will be able to praise them to say, yes, this government have some challenges, but they are doing better. And that I must admit that not everything is 100%, but I think they are doing better. And one of the reasons I think they are doing better, for example, like I've been saying, the new energetic vice president in Jeremiah Pankun, he's very, very accessible. He's accessible to everybody. He's open up to everybody. He listens to everybody. He interacts with everybody. And that is very, very key in succeeding as a politician in Liberia. And that's why I think if I don't want to be a spectator, if I don't just want to sit there and fold my hand, knowing very well that my voice is needed in Kwaduboni, because the people of Kwaduboni are telling me, and that voice will be silent. That voice will be marginalized if I continue on the path of the CDC. It has nothing to do with me looking for job or me not looking for job. I am comfortable with what I have right now. I'm comfortable with what I'm doing right now in the United States.
Thank you. Your second question.
I just wanted to register before I ask my question that when you talk about assets, I really do believe that I don't know what other assets could this be, because the former Minister of Internal Affairs, I'm sorry that we have to relate him to you, but I just thought it's important to establish that, considering that when he was serving in Madam Seliu's government, a government that he actually created, he could not but become only a deputy minister. In the CDC government, he became a full-fledged minister, giving him access directly to the president in terms of how much trust the president had in him and the level of support he was giving. The president turned his entire campaign into him. He became the chief coordinator of the campaign. But I would just leave that for history to judge. The question I want to ask you is there's this growing debate and concern for an Islamic holiday in Liberia. Do you support that move, and why?
She's frozen. Dr. Peabody, you got next after. She's frozen. It looks like she's frozen. When she come back,
so while she's coming back, Mr. Nangbe, you mentioned that what I was surprised about the news Mr. George provided. For me,
yes.
Yeah, for me, that is now news. Look, the former president, as the major political leader of the in the country right now, and former president is on a daily basis meeting political people, meeting different stakeholders, and even international people. He also met the American ambassador just recently, I think today. So I don't know which one is of a bigger news. So I'm not surprised these things must happen. Consultation must go on regularly. And I think you will hear tomorrow he might meet Mr. Ability from the CMC. And so also he will be meeting other political leaders, and beyond that, that is not the first time Mr. Weir and Mr. Cummings have met. I think the CDC and ANC, at least up to now, enjoy some cordial, respectable relationship. We have had two, three different meetings there. In fact, the headquarters was selected for the place that we present the opposition position when it came to the government's own reaction on the Supreme Court. So these things are regular ongoing stuff. They don't make for, in my view, they don't make for major breaking news, except that those who are associated of the ANC and affiliates make it.
It looks like it's a family affair. They're cutting both of you guys off. The sister went
she's gonna come back.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I apologize.
And Ahmed is going to come back too. But let me go to Dr. Peabody. The former president of Liberia met with the U.S. ambassador. He paid a special private visit to his home. Your take, your read. You are muted.
I think it's about time that the opposition leader extend that hand of fellowship and begin to get together and discuss about what's the ongoing situation in the country. I think it's a good thing. Most time when our political leaders, when they're in power, they don't reach out to the opposition until, when our leaders in power, they don't reach out to the opposition until they leave power. That's something that I expected a long time ago. I think this makes a very good, very, very good for the country. Very good for the country, very good for the people. That President Weah is reaching out, not just being in the corner, but he's reaching out to other opposition leaders, like Mr. Cummings and all of that. So I think it's a good sign, for Liberia and for the both parties, for ANC, CDC. We know that Mr. Weah had the biggest party in Liberia. The CDC, and who knows, could that lead to future collaboration and working together? Maybe. So I think I'll be interested to hear what they discuss and what the visit were all about. I'll be very much interested to hear that on there today. But I think it's a very good approach for President Weah to reach out to Mr. Cummings. I think it's a very good approach.
Brother Nambe, Honorable Nambe, CDC lost the election by less than 1 percentage point. And you have a gentleman who at least got 1%. So based on what we read today, the nation is divided. They are right where we were since the election, 50-50, right? So we got a 1% guy.
Right.
At least he didn't say the president should go to him. He went to the former president. So do you think the realization is setting in that, listen, this thing about if I'm not president, I can't do anything, everybody has to come to me? Your countrymen from Maryland County have finally accepted the fact that this is my fate and I have to accept it and move on?
Well, I think Alex has always reached out. I gotta give him that. And I agree with Ahmed. Any amount of coming together, I think it was Winston Churchill who said, it's better to Georgia than war. So any amount of coming together, I think is good, because you know why? When the fractionation of the opposition only plays to the incumbent, because we're fragmenting our camp and breaking them into smaller pieces, and at the end of it all, we're going our separate ways, and I think we end up losing. Yeah, if the former president and the so-called 1%, even though I dispute that, I know Alex didn't get 1% in this, but that's going to be another discussion for another day. I don't want to hear nothing about Appleton. I don't want anybody to tap anything about Appleton here. But I think any amount of coming together, I think it's a good day for politics in Liberia. United, we're stronger together. Divided, we're weak. So I think that's a welcome development. Like you were saying too, I think we should jump ahead ourselves. Yeah, we don't know what the meeting was about, but I think it's a good thing if our leaders can meet. Even the current president, I have encouraged, a lot of people have said that he needs to call these people for a breakfast meeting, a luncheon or something, dialogue with the opposition. Your opposition is not your enemy. I think it's good for the country. But anyway, the honorable is back, so I'll pass it on back to you.
Yes.
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. My phone, something happened. They'll get knocked off the switch in the room, and I went off. So I didn't know that the switch in the room was off, and I'm going scatter trying to reconnect. I'm sorry.
Okay, Doc, honorable, where are you now?
Now I'm back. I'm back on.
Back where?
Oh, you mean where I am? My current location. I'm in Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, so I said you said back home. So Newark, New Jersey is home?
No. That's not what I was saying. I got confused with the question. I didn't know where you were asking. Newark, New Jersey is home away from home.
Okay. Just want to be clear. Let's go to local. I know you didn't just kind of talk about yourself, but we can also talk about current event.
Current event, yeah.
The ambassador, the United States ambassador, met with President Weah today, and subsequently we see Mr. Cummings, the pictures there. What do you think is going on here, and what is your take on that?
That's exactly what I said, even from the beginning of my comment. I said, I believe that flourishing democracy in our country is very, very important. And for that to happen, we need to have a vibrant opposition. And so the opposition coming together and holding together and not sitting and acting like the ruling establishment makes a difference. And so when I express my disappointment or my regret about aligning or associating with the CDC, I said it was a quarter. I was calling it out. It was a call for action, and these are some of the actions that we want to see. You don't have to organize overzealous militants to get in the street to protest, to let people know that there's strong opposition, because that could just get out of hand and innocent civilians could be hurt, people property could be destroyed. But on the other hand, having the heads, the leaders, the think tank group, people that can make one person to 2 to 3 to 10 person, reaching out to them, consulting with them, working together, can make a strong opposition that will be able to checkmate the ruling establishment so that the people in the end can benefit. And this is what we are looking for. So I'm very impressed with this meeting. I don't know the agenda. I don't know what, but I think it's something that we all need to encourage to for more of this to happen, so that people that have one or two things can meet and start to see the way forward. So I must commend the opposition leaders for this meeting. And they don't need the American ambassador to encourage them to do that. I don't know whether they are co-related. Former President, we are meeting with the ambassador and also meeting with Honorable Cummings today. I don't know if they have anything to do with it, but they definitely don't need the American ambassador to be telling them what to do.
Excellent. Before I move on to our other panelists here, there are two things I want to hold you on. Hopefully you can address, and then we'll move on. First, you said they said this government was doing very well, and then you also talk about the rule of law. Now, when you look at this administration disregard for the Supreme Court, all the rulings, what happened in the House of Representatives, what happened in the Senate, that is totally discombobulated. And you are saying that this government is doing well. How do you reconcile you're doing well and the rule of law in the country?
First of all, I believe, and let me tell you, I was part of the process when former Speaker Alex Tyler was being removed. As a matter of fact, I chair his bloc. The bloc that was supporting him, I chair that bloc. Okay, so I'm very much aware. And so I believe strongly that what was happening in the House has nothing to do with rule of law. It was all politics, and it should have been handled politically. And this is what we say. And in the end, actually, the Supreme Court did not help much. It ended up with being, looking for political solution. And let me tell you, I try also, and these are some of the things that I personally try to reach out to the former Speaker Fonati, and also reach out to other people surrounding him, like, listen, this is a political problem. Don't hold it. And former Speaker Fonati will tell you, when he was Deputy Speaker, I was serving with him. I was there. And many of the time when he presiding, I will be there walking up and down to him and tell him, like, listen, you are presiding as a lawyer in the House of Politics. This is not sometimes what is legally prudent. It doesn't look good politically. So this is a political house. Do not preside as as a legal person. And if you look in the House of Politics, in the House of Parliament in Liberia, the House and the Senate, many of the frustrated lawmakers are lawyers, because they try to apply bigger principle to political, happening in the parliament. It does not hold. And so when, for nothing, my former colleague, the former speaker, came from room, the first interview, he granted spoon. From that day, I knew he was doomed because he spoke as a lawyer, not as a politician. And immediately I flagged that to some of his, apologies, but they didn't listen. And that's what happened.
Can I push back real quick? You are saying that the Supreme Court didn't help, and the system in the House has nothing to do with law. But yet and still, they reverted to the rule of the House to have the election. How do you reconcile those two?
Because they use the political maneuvering. They use the political maneuvering to get the result of what they wanted. And in the end, when Speaker Tyler was being removed, it was the same thing. And Fonati was a big part of that maneuvering. So it was all politically maneuvered. And then in the end, just for the record, then they have to do the rule of law. And that's what happened. Even in the case of Senator Snow, when he ran to the court, whatever happens leading him to even go to the court, it was all politics. He went to the court, but still, the court could not just do anything. In the end, even though they have done what they have to do politically, they still have to abide by the rule of law at the end of the day. So when you are in such a situation as a lawmaker in the House of Representatives or in the House of Senate, you cannot use legal means initially. You have to use political means to resolve the matter, and then in the end, work with the law.
Mr. Namwe, this one here, I think we have opened a can of worms here. Your take and question to the Honorable.
Well, again, whenever Honorable, it's good to have you. Thanks for all the clarification. And let me acknowledge my friend and colleague, thoroughly the meeting and the pictures. Brought Abu back on set. It's good to have you back. I'm sure you will have something to say.
Abu is in disguise. You see, he got his shades, he got his hat. So the people on the closing argument can't recognize him. You see, he's in disguise.
I know.
You know, Abu you have a rep on the show. You can't post easy people here.
You know, Abu Ramaju, eh?
I see you told me.
Don't mind.
You're gonna pay that
fine. They talk here about husband. They say Abu, if I am my husband, they say Abu is my husband.
They don't know.
Go ahead.
Well, listen, Madam Fofana, thank you so much again for your time. Let me ask you, I'm looking forward now. Let's look ahead. I mean, you said a lot about what you did, your motivation for doing some of the stuff that you did. And so let's look ahead. I asked you earlier whether you're running for office. You said no, you denied it. But I believe you're running for office because you speak like an aspiring politician. So let me ask you this. Let's assume that you are going to run for office and you did. What is it now that you're going to do differently? Because you were rejected the last time, even though you served 2 terms, you were rejected. And while you're at it, tell me where you stand. What are your thoughts on Liberia's bid for a non-voting member on the UN Security Council, which is coming up tomorrow?
Well, let me answer that first. I supported, and actually Sunday I was in church in my community, and I asked the congregation to pray, for us so that we can win. Because I think it's going to be prestigious for prestigious for our country. It's going to bring a lot of attention to our country, and so that is very good. And so every Liberian should be able to support that cause. Now, I didn't outrightly say I'm not going to be running for any position or running for any position. I said I'm not closing any door. Okay? And I believe I'm going to be a fighter in the Liberian body politics, because I think my voice is needed by my people, from my interaction with them, from what we talk. Now, whether I'm going to be running for myself or helping somebody that I see that have the same belief in that I have, that want to see progress, that want to see development, that want to be able to minimize corruption and work and empower more women and the young people. If I see that, does it have to be Myean Fofana herself? Not necessarily. But I am not going to be silent, fold my arm and go, like what they will say, go cook for your husband and say that in the kitchen. I can cook for my husband, enjoy my grandchildren, and at the same time, work with, people who want to see progress, who want to see development, who want to move this country forward so that we all can move forward. So I am open. I am open to everything. I'm not closing door, but I'm not going to pin myself to just one position that, I must be the representative. And if somebody say, what will you do new? I would say I will continue to do what I did, for the people based on the experience. And it's only in Liberia, people will say, oh, we don't want an experienced person. Then they take the position or they take the country and put it in amateur hands. And of course, we all know what happened when you do that. So people, you have to look for people that have experience so that they can be able to help to guide you. And this is why you see that there was this crisis in the legislature and it went the way it went. Because every time there's election, you have a complete brainwash in the legislature. So it's all new people. They all coming there with, so green, we call them green, because they are inexperienced. They come with expectations that are unrealistic, most of them. And so you will see all these things happening, and there are a lot of things that go on wrong because actually you don't have a lot of old hair that only happen in Liberia. Even in America, democracy, it does not happen like that. You have many of the old people are retained so that they can help to guide the new ones that are coming so that you can just be elected the first time, then boom, they put you on ways and mean committees. Boom, you are the, here for rules and order. And you have no clue what is happening. So what do you expect? Of course you expect chaos. And that's why they got.
Before I pass it on, let me ask you this, and you didn't say it, but I'm assuming you're going to go to the UP. Otherwise, Abu will not be here because he doesn't sound until he likes something that's unsaid. But let me
tell you. One thing you have to know. One thing you have to know, the UP was born in Kwaduboni. Dr. Edward Bian Kesedi, the founder of UP, came from Kwaduboni. And it's very sad that today, that UP, that you don't have any strong voice representing Kwaduboni in that UP. It's very sad. And this is something that breaks the heart of our people. And so this is something, whether it's Myean Fofana or not, the UP needs to work on this.
Thank you. I was just I was landing my question, and I see all the ANC people coming and said that's good. We're having a lot of fun today. But let me ask you this:
how many questions you gonna ask now? Go ahead.
I thought I had 2 questions.
Okay, go ahead. But there's the 5th one. But go ahead. They last on the 5th.
All right, let me hurry and give it back to you. Honorable Fofana, there is a report out that came out over the weekend. Abu here is aware of it. Actually, he called our attention to some of us. That is grading this government, the UP government, assuming you're going to, support them. What are your thoughts? A lot of Liberians feel this. Right now, they feel the views seem to be split 50-50 on the economy, which is, I think, the #1 issue in the country. In fact, a lot of the people think 45% of the people think the economy is good. 48% think the economy is really bad. And if you know, the send the runoff, the country has been evenly divided. I mean, the difference between President Weah and President Bouaka is about 25, which is less than 2%. So exactly. the UP government has not been able to move this division in the country an inch. What would you advise if you were to be sitting at a table now as a UP lawmaker? What advice would you give your colleagues and the president and the government on how to move the needle in a positive direction?
And this is very important question. Thank you very much. If I was in the position to give advice to the government, first I will commend them that, this report coming out barely 2 years, they still have time. You have time to look at this report and be able to build on the progress that you made and also correct the mistakes that you think that you made that even make you to be where you are. And so I would think that the UP need to do that. They cannot be complacent. They cannot be complacent. Of course, the economy, like people are split, let's admit. If you be in a hole for 6 long years and just, it takes time. You can't just jump out of all of that hole like with some kind of magic wand. So it takes time, but equally so, we will ask the government will, pressure the government to tell the people to do more, to be able to empower the people and, improve on the macroeconomic activities of the country. Everything cannot just be government. And that brings me to even say, like, if I was on the table to advise the president, and we are in this kind of tight situation with the economy, I will not be building a presidential palace in Lofa County. I have said that before. I criticize that move. And I think that would be something that the president should think twice before they do it, because we have so many palaces around that are abandoned, and actually the care that is needed is not given. Second, what can we do to improve the private sector? Like the yellow machine thing, government have been talking about it forever. Could the government partner with Liberians in the diaspora in other places to say, you know what, Mr. Gaben, you look for 10 partners and you buy maybe 50 yellow machine and go grant you there, and you people government will partner with you, give you contract, and you be able to manage and run that company. You create millionaire, and then also, Mr. Nangbe, can you look for, partners, 10, 15 Liberians that can easily raise, 2-3 million and go buy 20 machines or 30 machines, and then we can give you this other corridor. And so you partner with Liberian in that way. Those machines, because it's their own investment, they will be able to take people that they will train, they will monitor, they will make sure they're running that business for profit. Because me, I'm a professional businesswoman also. Before I even went into politics, I had my own successful African store in Newark here. And I must say, shout out to my Newark family. They all patronized me, and it was very successful because I knew that this was my own hard-earned money, and what I put into it, I put more effort into it, I put more customer service. So empowering Liberians that way will do better. LEC, that government monitor it. I mean, I must commend the young man that is there right now. He's doing very well. But also, Liberia is not Morovia, Let's try to, decentralize the LEC, give some sort of to private people so that they can run it in other places and be able to expand. And that way, you encourage more Liberians to come home to invest, and they will not have to worry. I'm telling you, if a lot of Liberian young people graduating from college and getting a job immediately that will pay them $500 minimum, many of them will not even be involved in the political thing that are happening in the country. I have an in-law from Burkina, and I went there, 2 years ago. I went to Burkina 2 years ago, just before I came, almost 2 years ago, just before I came here. Many of the young people there, they don't even follow politics. They're busy with farming, planting mango, and doing other things. And my sister is married to a Burkina. So I'm always surrounded by them. Every time I meet with the Burkina people when they're having any program, you don't hear them discussing politics. Unlike our Liberian community, every time, even in church, when you go there, you meet 2-3 Liberians anywhere, the only politics we're discussing, because we think the path to wealth is through politics. And so everybody want to, have a piece of that cake, which is good. But there are other ways that we can make the community vibrant. We can encourage the private sector, and the government can really do well by ensuring the the Liberians, and when you come, you invest. We are going to partner with you. We are going to give you contract. We're not going to complicate things. It will be very simple. If you bring the yellow machine, when we building road, we will work with you and we'll give you the contract. But that's not what's happening, and that's why a lot of Liberians are not investing, and that's why the economy is where the economy is. So we need to move a little bit away from just government to the private sectors and encourage the people to do that. That that would be good.
We have run out of time. We got 2 more minutes. Your parting words, and while you are parting, there's a new political party called CMC that is targeting the same quality.
Mr. Kim, let me ask you a question.
Excuse me. The third lane. What do you think about Musa ability, the CMC, and the third lane? They are targeting the Kwani district. Your parting words.
Well, let me tell you, I strongly believe also in a telling, because there's just too much divide in the country. And when I say the telling, it does not mean it has to be extremely new person. But whoever wants to lead Liberia must be somebody who will be in the middle. They're not completely blue, and they're not completely green. So they have to find that middle ground to stand there, to bring everybody and stop being judgmental of people. Oh, you were in that party and you left from that party. Of course, you can't name any single politician in Liberia that never really, been in other party, even including the president right now. The president right now was now originally Unity Party. In fact, at some point, when he was running, there was rumors that he was leaving the Unity Party and running on Leno's and other, I don't know if Leno or other, which other party that he was associated. So people always change political party. So, but what needs to happen is for somebody, whether that person is Unity Party or that person is from CDC, but they cannot just be stuck in that mentality that, oh, we can't trust this person, or that person cannot come, or that person is looking for job.